What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Mimi Janete, with another episode of Present Not Perfect. All right, so today I'm hoping to dive into a lot where we can find a little bit more understanding when it's coming to this, the healthier ways we can showcase this in a sense, you know? So let's get into it. We always hear that opposites attract. Let's say you're dating someone. One person seems very melancholy and pessimistic, while the other is very cheerful, bubbly, and optimistic. Somehow those two come together and find each other interesting. They find each other like, how do you exist? And why do you exist this way? It takes someone being super open to seeing the other's perspective to understand and take in and be able to embody what the other person needs, all in one. For the optimistic person to have grace and to understand where the pessimistic person is coming from, it will take them not taking what the pessimistic person is saying personally. Because if they take it personally, they could possibly feel attacked. Like, why would you say that? And the same goes for the pessimistic person listening to the optimistic person. Because once something isn't fleshing together, once something isn't clicking and just like merging seamlessly, there is a cause for frustration. There is a cause for, why are we going through this? For me, nowadays, I go straight to thinking, what happened in your childhood? What happened when you were growing up that makes you think this way? And then you come in with all your positivity and you're just like, yeah, it can be different though. There's other things that are possible in this life and you are able to have it. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? Are you dumb? Like it's so clashy. It's so clashy because one person has their perspective that they've grown so much in, and the other has the same thing that they've grown so much in. And it's not like either of them haven't had to go through adversity. They both did. In order for them to come to this point where so the optimistic person, they've gone through adversity in order for them to see that I don't want to be that person. I want to be the optimistic person in order for me to help heal the world, or whatever their, prerogative is on why they are an optimistic person, and then the pessimistic person normally is, in my opinion, looking at the situation like, well, fuck, I can't do shit about it anyway. There's no point in me even exerting that much energy to change anything. There's no point. Why would you even do that? Like, what you should be worried about is what you're not worried about. You're worried about the wrong things. That's the way I think pessimistic people think in their minds. And of course, we all have different moments where we can be pessimistic or more optimistic. But as far as personalities, you can tell when somebody's more down and when somebody's more up. So if you're that type of person where you're not necessarily outlooking the light, where I can see a better way of this happening, and you'd rather just take whatever it is and just handle it for whatever it is, either way works because you're still trying to make it through the world. However, when those two people come together, those ideas, those fundamental conditionings that happened, that is within them, that is instilled, is not going to be easy to just ignore. The deeper you get into the relationship with the person, those encounters are going to affect you, making you think about yourself and why you think the way you think. Both ends could be justified in the way they start to justify for themselves. So the optimistic person thinks to themselves, why would I not believe that there's something else that can come from this? Why would I not believe that there's good that is still in the world? Why would I not believe that there's change that can happen, and good change also? Why would I not believe that? And then the pessimistic person could think, why would you put yourself in the position to be hurt again? Why would you open yourself up in order for you to sit here and like end up having to cry one day again? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you open yourself up and try to hope for a better day when you know the world's shit? Why would you do that? So they both make sense, right? Both ends have their toxic traits also. As a pessimistic person, let me bring it back to where I was. As a pessimistic person, this is debilitating you. I think that's one of my that's going to be one of the channel words, debilitating. Doing this literally damages your outlook. It gives you this like vibe on everything, and you're just not able to see the better side. So then when you look at an optimistic person looking at a better side, because it did exist, if one side exists, the other has to exist. Pain, pleasure, it exists. And every spectrum, everything has its opposite. Everything makes itself a reality when one side exists. So it's inevitable for there to be the optimistic and the pessimistic, just like it would be different for us to just like completely be like, we should only have good people in the world. Because then if there's only good people in the world, we won't understand what it is to be good, because there's nothing opposing the good to show us that it's good. So they're needed. They're both needed. It's just the embodiment of that as human beings. We need to know when it is that we need to be pessimistic, and we need to know when it is that we need to be optimistic for us to be able to navigate the world a little bit better. The optimistic person could flow into some naive realms, like maybe you in the sky. I get here sometimes where I'm just like, yo, I have so much hope for the world. Like I have so much hope for society and what we can become, and I could possibly get like rose-colored glasses vibes going, you know? And that's the way I've always been, where love fuels me. And you know, for someone to meet me this way, I could possibly attract someone that makes me test those narratives that I've given myself. So someone can come up to me and be like, oh, love isn't like that. Love isn't all healing. Love doesn't do that. Why are you even worried about love like that? You should be worried about, you know, how you about to make some money in this world. Like you should be worried about other things. You worried about the wrong thing. Imagine I'm approached by somebody like that with the mentality that I have, and they come to me with this, and it's like, why would you say that? It's happened to me before, which is why I'm making this video. Where I'm like, I had to sit there and listen to them and on their side. And even though I did not agree with everything that they said, I did appreciate that they were able to articulate what they felt from what they experienced, to be able to say whatever they needed to say to me about how I was reacting or responding to them, you know, with just the love that I tried to exude. The same way we would like to be received, I'm pretty sure the pessimistic person would also like to be received, because they're just making their notion, they're just making their opinions known, you know? So for one, I just hope that the person that is pessimistic and the person that is optimistic in these regards, in these moments, are able to put aside their pride and hear the person out. Why are you saying this? Are you saying this because you care about me, or are you saying this because you genuinely just want to get under my skin? You're just trying to push buttons. That's the way you'll be able to discern whether somebody is actually trying to be productive in that conversation with you and they actually care, versus when you should just let them fucking talk and move on about your day afterward, because it doesn't even matter. Those are the times when you can discern that, and whether you want to put the time in to even understand that other person, the opposite of you, you know? Because we need understanding in order for us to merge well. But I feel like this is the reason why we as a society, we have been integrating our shadow selves, integrating the parts of us that we've hidden for so long, that we didn't tap into, that some people honestly embraced a lot better than we did, but then they let it go too far. You know what I'm saying? You have people that embrace the darkness within them a lot better than the light within them. And then you have people that embrace the light within them a lot better than the dark within them. And it was for us to be able to bring both sides merging, yin and yang, equally into awareness for ourselves. So if you were more into the light, you had to see the parts of yourself that were fucked up. You had to see the parts of yourself that needed a little tweaking, that needed a little, TLC. And if you were in the dark, you needed to acknowledge the fact that you also had a good side. You also are able to help others, and it doesn't always have to be down spiraling. And I don't even know that headspace enough for me to really go off into it, because I embraced my shadow side on the other half. I would love to hear your sides of the story. I'm down for it. Like, I'm down for it. This brings all of us into understanding more about each other, more about who we are, more about where we've come from, and how to reach each other in a better space. Because it's not like we're all that different. Yes, opposites attract, but we're not that different. We just have different ways of experiencing or expressing what we've gone through, what we're going through, what we think we're going to go through. I believe that it's a good thing that we as a society can allow, like, let's bring it back to relationships, actually. Like, for someone that is going to come in, a positive person and a negative person come together, I think the more you merge your own individual selves, good and bad, opposites within yourselves first, and then you are able to embrace and accept the opposites within the other person, and then this way you cultivate like a oneness with each other that is completely out of this world. Because now it's not a matter of, okay, you have to be good or you have to be bad, or you have to be of light or you have to be of dark. It's they both exist. Now, when do we showcase this? When do we use this tool? In the relationship, you can't always be love and light. You can't. There's going to be moments where you're going to have to put your foot down and be like, no. And that takes a lot of like, nah, bruh. Like, it takes a lot of that. And then for someone to be able to like come from the darkness, and then to be able to have compassion when there needs to be like a little bit of stillness, when someone needs a hug. It's not you come in talking to rah, you go in and you give a hug. That's when you need to know how to do that. So they both come into their own spaces when it's needed. And for the broader perspective of the world, like, it will make impact. It will make super impact. Because now it goes from the negative and the positive within the relationship to the negative and the positive within society, and how we choose to align with how people are and elevating them into a different realm. Those things merged together. Don't let nobody walk all over you, and don't walk all over everybody. I hope you guys get where I'm coming from. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Let me know if you do. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. I would love to hear you guys just like let me know how you guys are feeling about this content that I'm putting out, whether it's vibing with you or not. I would love to hear your thoughts. It's been really fun just like coming up with these topics to like make videos on and record and like share my opinions on. So I appreciate y'all for giving me the space. Of course, I love you guys. Once again, it's your host Mimi Janette with another episode of Present Not Perfect. Bye.